Okay, today we're going to do some smoked salmon. I'm starting with 2 fillets of smoked salmon. I'm assuming you already know how to fillet it. So we have 2 beautiful sides of smoked salmon. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take each one and put them in a stainless steel pan. A glass Pyrex pan would also work. So these fillets are skin on, as you can see, but pin bones are out. So next I have 2 parts kosher salt, 1 part sugar. I'm going to mix them together. And then I have the zest from 2 lemons and 2 limes. Also I'm going to mix it together. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mix this very well together. Now I use kosher salt because it's very coarse, and I found that the kosher salt penetrates at the right, it has the right penetration for about the 2 days that we're going to marinate the salmon. Regular table salt tends to penetrate a little bit faster, so if you want to use that, you might want to cut back your time in the salt in the refrigerator. So all I'm going to do is just cover each one of these salmon with this salt sugar mixture, put the skin down. Just like that. I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to put it in the refrigerator, and we'll see you back in 2 more days. So, 2 days later, we have the salmon. As you can see, there's a lot of liquid in here. We're going to take the salmon out. And what we're going to do is we're going to rinse off. Rinse off each piece of salmon. Rinse all the excess salt off of it. So now we have 2 pieces of salmon. They're still, the tails are nice and firm because the salt of course penetrates there fast, but the middles are nice and soft. And we're going to move on from here to go into the smoking. So now we have the 2 salmon. We just rinsed them off. I'm going to take some paper towel, and all I'm going to do is just lightly dry the top of the salmon, the flesh part of the salmon. And what this does is it gets rid of a lot of the excess water, because if there's too much water on the salmon, it's not going to take the smoke. And if it's too dry, the pores will be closed and it won't take the smoke. So I'm just going to dry off the top of the salmon. And then here I have a perforated pan. This is what we're going to smoke the salmon in. I'm going to put these in a perforated pan and get ready for smoking. Here, here, just like this, and we're ready to smoke. Okay, back in the kitchen here, we have the setup for the smoked salmon. I have about 2 quarts of hickory wood chips that what we're going to do is we're going to put in an old pan, start the flaming, and we're going to cook those until they catch fire and start to cook real well. Indoors it's a little difficult. Outdoors, maybe on a char grill or some kind of flame that you can cook these outdoors. Indoors, if you don't have a hood system, it gets a little more difficult. So here I have a very deep hotel pan with aluminum foil. My salmon are going to sit right inside of here. On top of the salmon, I'm going to put a lid, nice and low so that the smoke stays. And then these aluminum foil I'm going to put on each side, and I'm going to tighten them down. So what this does is it keeps the lid on steady, and then I'm going to wrap this whole thing with plastic film to keep the smoke inside. And so we're going to get this cooking, and we'll be back as soon as the flames catch on. Okay, as you can see, we got the wood chips are flaming. They look pretty good. So, turn the fire off, and this we have to go very fast, huh? So get them ready. Put them in there. Now, as soon as you put the salmon on and the lid on, it extinguishes the flame. As quick as you can. Get you a little foil around it. This just helps steady the top on. There. One more piece. There. Now, I'm going to take some plastic wrap. Seal it. As you can see, I can touch this. It's not hot at all. It's just inside filling with smoke. For the smoke, what I would suggest would be to get some wood chips and maybe in the backyard a little bit of lighter fluid, get it started in like a can, something you can throw away. And then get them nice and hot and cooking like that. So, now we got it all sealed, there's no smoke coming out, all the smoke stays in. We let this sit for about 2 hours, and then we're going to take it out and take the skin off and see how the smoked salmon turned out. Pull the foil off. Here we have our smoked salmon. As you can see, the skin got a little bit browned, and that was because that's why we keep it on, so that we protect the flesh. So straight away, we're going to skin it. And you have to be careful because this skin is very tender. In fact, looks like it's just going to pull off of this one. So here we have nice, great color. I can smell it already. It has really good smoke. Very important, what we have to do now is you have to cut it into whatever section you can rope and pull, but you have to wrap this in plastic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it in the sections that we usually serve it as. Like so. And I'm going to wrap each one of these individually. And let them sit overnight in the refrigerator. After they sit overnight in the refrigerator, the smoke will finish penetrating the salmon. You can slice it and serve it. See how beautiful? That's how we do the smoked salmon.